Rogers. Today we will be continuing and closing our speech series on community service. Here at Moravian, doing community service is pretty easy. So far, we have learned what community service is, how to relate it to our passions, our passions to service, and today we will learn how to start doing community service. Let's get started. So for step 1, when you're thinking about doing community service, you're going to want to visit the Center for Career and Civic Engagement and schedule a meeting with either Julie Huber or Jillian Shirky. These people will help you with the next step, which the next step is to talk with Julie or Jillian at your scheduled appointment about your passions so they can direct you down a path that best fits you. This is important because you want to be able to fit your passions with what you're doing, because you don't want to do service with something that you don't really care about. You want to do service because you do care about it. The next step is you're going to want to reach out to the connections they gave you. In that meeting with Julie or Jillian, they're going to give you connections that'll help you do community service, and you're going to want to reach out to those connections to share your service idea and to get feedback from them. They're able to give you feedback. You share your idea like, oh, this is great. Okay, next step. So the next step is you're going to want to start meeting with the said people. You're going to want to start scheduling, emailing them, be like, hey, when are you free to talk? Hey, when are you free to do this? So after you've completed most of your steps, your next step is to decide whether you want to do a drive, a one-day service project. So you're going to either have either of those two, or you can do something else, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. So drives are really important, and they're really time-consuming. Talking from experience. So a big thing that you're going to want to do with a drive is you're going to want to have a game plan. Those game plans become really important because you're going to want to have like a time frame, like this, I expect to get this in this time frame, this and this one, and so forth. You're going to also want a support team of people who, like, when you are really stressed out, you can go to and they can help you. And then you're also going to want to find resources about, like, go on like your partner or whoever your connections are and go up on their website and find out like what their support and try and do more research on them. For one days, you're going to want to be super organized. You're going to want to find people to help you with that one-day service project. And the biggest thing is finding transportation. If you don't have a car on campus, you're going to want to find a way to get to your location. Another service idea that I talked about that we'll talk about later is we're going to have a service project besides a night drive or a one-day service project is going to a location for a few hours a week to help them out. So this is basically like going somewhere, showing up for like 3-4 hours a week and being like, hey, I'm here to help, what can I do? So that's also considered to be community service. And in the last video, we talked a lot about passions. So those could be animals, children, health, sports, etc. And community partners are also important, and they can relate closely to passions. So for a passion with animals, you could do animal shelter. Passion with children, you could do school or nonprofit. Some examples of schools or nonprofits that I've done stuff for is William Penn Elementary, which is right down the street. There's Title I Elementary School. Boys and Girls Club is a program that helps kids stay off the streets and does homework help, and you can play basketball or outside activities. And I know St. Luke's and the hospitals will also take volunteers.